And so talking about Kyrie, talking about KD, this whole Brooklyn situation, we're gonna bring a new segment to y'all. Cap, no cap. And we're gonna go with some of the biggest NBA storylines from the drafts last off-season free agency. And the first one I gotta go with is Kyrie will be a Brooklyn Net this season. Cap or no cap?
Will he be a Brooklyn Net at some point in the season? That's no cap. But I mean, I'm the type of dude to take it around with it. Well, I think he'll be a Brooklyn Net the whole season. That's cap. No, he is the best basketball player ever that nobody wants to be around. And that's a problem. As good as a basketball player as he is, probably one of the top 5 ball handlers of all time, he makes everybody's job so difficult. And that's why right now, I don't think you can get an all-star for Kyrie Irving. Nobody wants to trade for a guy that thinks the earth is flat. And ultimately, this is the wagon that Kevin Durant hits himself to. So, talking about the previous scenario, KD need to pick better friends. I think Kendrick Perkins said that too, but KD need to pick better friends. But talking about your question, no, the team that he listed, nobody has the availability for him. So I think by default he had to be a Brooklyn Nets.
He might be a Laker by the time we record again.
Take your 10-foot hat off, bro.
I'm dead serious, bro.
So you calling cap on Kyrie?
Laker by the time we record again.
So you're calling cap on Kyrie being a net this season? Because if he is straight, it's gonna be this offseason.
Yes. Hey, if he makes it to the regular season game 1, he's gonna be a net. That means he re-signed. Yeah. So that means he re-signed and everything gonna be peachy clean. That Ben Simmons finally gonna be back on the court. Kyrie will be a Laker by the time we record again, most likely.
So you're saying cap?
Yes, I'm saying cap.
I'm saying no cap by default, but I really feel what Van's saying.
So next storyline, the Knicks will sign Jalen Brunson. And I'm going to go on and call a cap on this because Jalen Brunson stayed at Villanova 4 years. They just cleared cap space by trading for Christian Wood. So I'm going to say Jalen Brunson going to stay at Mavs, but I'm going to let y'all go crazy.
I ain't going to lie. Like I said, I who dare you one time ran up against Jalen Brunson. His daddy swole as hell. If your daddy go to that team and he don't sign with them, it's a likelihood there might be some physical violence between Rick Brunson and Jalen Brunson. Just off black daddy strength.
His dad has been on Thibodeau's coaching staff before. It's not like they just hired him to get Jalen Brunson. But
you're right. You're right, Nick. But I'm just saying, if my dad, former NBA player and current coach on a team that publicly traded all this cap away for me to come to, and I'm from the area, I'm a New England type of kid, whatever, Villanova, whatever, I think we've been making a bad decision, but I had to say no cap on Jalen Brunson becoming a Knick.
Yeah, bro, no cap. No, I believe in the Knicks plan. I think they wouldn't have done.
I don't believe in the plan at all.
They would not have done that on draft night. They didn't think he was coming.
And I also want to say I don't think Dallas is going to let him leave because they were just in the Western Conference Finals and they addressed a major need they had in terms of why they didn't make it to the finals. So I think they're trying to build something in Dallas, and part of building something involves Jalen Brunson. So I think there's no way they let him walk easily.
New York is going to pay Jalen Brunson like their best player. And that's the only reason he'll go, because Dallas doesn't have the room to pay him like their best player. You got Finney-Smith, Hardaway, Luka, Wood, and all these guys are going to want a paycheck.
And get paid like a best player and win 20 games, go to the NBA Finals. 20 games, NBA Finals.
They way more than 20 games. I mean, I agree with you. I think he probably needs to stay in Dallas. That's probably the best situation for him. But the Knicks are going to offer him probably at least double the amount he can make in Dallas. And his daddy is on the staff. So it's like, the right decision would be cap, but I think it ended up being no cap. All the signs are pointing towards him being a Knickerbocker.
Okay. So, next one we got, Paolo Banchero will be the best player in this draft 3 years from now. Cap or no cap?
I say cap because it's very rare that the number one overall pick is usually the best player in the draft anyways. I'm going to side with history. But he was number one on my big board. I think he'll be an all-star. But damn, Jay Knight look like Ja Morant, bro. That's all I'm going to say. We talk about athletic point guard modes, Westbrook, John Wall, De'Aaron Fox. Ja Morant. He's next up, bro. That's who I say Cap because that's who I think will be the best player in the draft.
Bro, I hate people that are like still growing, even while they're playing, bro. Hey, he's one of those dudes. What, he was just 6'5", just 2-3 years ago. Now he about to be 7 feet tall. Like, come on, bro. Usually when people are growing like that, they end up getting hurt, bro. I think he's the best player, like skill for skill. I really can see him getting hurt. I don't want him to get hurt, of course, but I can see Shaedon Sharpe, bro. I'm gonna say Shaedon Sharpe's the best player.
Okay.
I mean, Paolo has the keys. I mean, he's gonna have the keys as the best player. They're gonna give him the ball. They're gonna throw him the ball, go get a bucket. Is it him or Shaedon Sharpe?
Next question we got. Next topic. The Detroit Pistons will make the playoffs. Cap, no cap.
If you had said play-in, I would have said no cap. But playoffs indicates that they're a top 8 team and they want to play in tournament. I don't even think they get to the play-in tournament, honestly. I think that there will be a little bit of struggle dealing with Cade and Jaden Ivey on ball, off ball. I think they'll figure it out, but I think next year will be a little bit of a struggle. Jalen Duren, I think if this was next year, I would definitely say it. But right now or next year playoffs, I gotta call cap.
No cap. I believe in. It's really going to be dependent on. I think the backcourt going to be hooping regardless. It's going to depend on if Jalen Duren, if he learns how to not to foul. If he's not fouling, he's staying on the court. Him and Isaiah Stewart, they can swap minutes, 25-15, or they can play them together. I think they got a nice team. They're building something nice, and they have a great coach. I'm gonna say no cap.
Yeah. And so last one we got in this segment, DeAndre Ayton is worth a max contract. Cap or no cap?
That's cap. This is a perfect thing we talk about. This is how I feel about Ayton's draft. Is how I feel about this draft. You said Ayton. You talking about Paolo Baker? Ayton was number one in his draft. Paolo was number one in his player. Both of those guys I see as all-star level, caliber players. I think Ayton proved it. I think Banchero has a chance to get there. But you look at, 4th, 5th pick. I just think there's a guy that has the potential to be a franchise pillar. And you're talking about Jaden Ivey. So that's off track. But talking about Ayton, no. Because his style of play, he doesn't put up enough points offensively. He's not a super dominant force a la Bam Adebayo. Unfortunately, he's like the Andrew Wiggins of big men, honestly. And super productive.
Bro. Yeah, okay. I give you that. Never mind.
I mean, that's what. Yeah,
he's solid now.
Facts. But max franchise means best player on the court, and I don't think DeAndre Ayton can ever be that. So I will give him max.
I don't know, man. Max player means you one of the 3 best players on your team.
No.
Yes,
so you can't get out
the max. You get 3.
That's facts.
Yeah, so can he be the 3rd best player in the championship team? They've already made the finals with him, Booker, and Chris Paul, bro. So I'm gonna say yes, but make sure you know what you're doing. Don't just throw him a max just because he's a good player. Throw him a max because you're trying to win a championship and you think he's the missing piece.
I like.
I don't.
Like the Mavericks.
The Mavericks
should throw him the max. No, not the Mavericks, because they didn't really need shooting, bro. They just needed somebody that needs a big that's a championship away, throw him the max.